South Africa is in year 11 of an 18-year dry climate period. That's according to geologist and geo-hydrologist Dr Gideon Gronewald. He says the drought is bad as the country has not had proper rainfall in 6 years. The three biggest metros in Gauteng have been hit hard. Bulk water supply, rainwater, is under pressure as water is being consumed faster than it could supply. Joining us now via Zoom is Dr Gideon Gronewald, who is a geologist and geo-hydrologist as well. Thank you so much indeed for your time, sir.
Good evening. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
First of all, this is very concerning. I suppose the very first question is, what went wrong in the system in terms of planning?
You know, I've got a few points. First of all, we assume that we have seriously hardworking and competent people who are in the water business in South Africa. Now, what we need to get the wagon through the drift, I think, is to answer the questions: who walks in front, what needs to be done now, when, where, and what will it cost? Not in 6 years or 10 years. What must happen now? And that question is very difficult for anybody to answer. But we need to answer these questions.
And in your assessment, you also revealed that the water crisis in the country, will exacerbate if we continue to pollute. And the groundwater as well will be contaminated. Tell us more about that.
You know, if we look at the worldwide global situation in terms of water, if you look at the Boeings going from Joburg to Cape Town, for 5 years, I haven't seen vapor trails behind the Boeings, which means there's a lack of moisture in the atmosphere. And we see it in Europe, we see it in America, we see it in Australia, we see it in South Africa. And I don't say the problem in Joburg at the moment is directly drought related, because we know there's enough water in the dams. But if we look at Quebec, if we look at Cape Town, people, we are in a drought. And this drought, according to archaeological information, we are in year 11 of an 18-year dry spell. And it is important that we realize that if the water situation isn't solved very quickly, a human being running out of drinking water has got 72 hours to live. This is very, very urgent. We cannot talk and talk. We have to find a solution.
And this also boils down to the issue of the old infrastructure. Let's look at the cost of rebuilding the system. Can we afford it?
You see, my immediate question to you, sir, is do we have time to think about that even? Because there are people, as you and me speak now, who are without drinking water. So we first need to look at the now, and then we can start planning how to fix for the next year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years. But now we need to do something today, tonight, now. We need to send a bakkie. We need to send a person. We need to have somebody who coordinates, who walks in front, and walks in front boldly, giving his or her name to the nation and say, I am walking in front, please call me. A single individual needs to take bold decisions quickly now.
Clearly it is an emergency. And what can rainwater do, for example, in the metros around Gauteng, where it's facing this enormous pressure in terms of water supply?
You know, we've got two options. The quickest way to save lives is to take bottled water to people. That will last us at least a week. Then it's gone. You cannot sustain bottled water. The second is get an assessment of where is the water available at this stage. All the water that we can give to people, cart to people, let them go and fetch the water. And then only can we consider old borehole sites where there's groundwater that was available, that's not working at the moment, fix them as soon as possible, as closely as possible to where the needs are today, and then solve the problem in a week, if we can, wherever we can, and then we can plan for the future.
And clearly takes concerted efforts from all parties, consumers and the authorities and those responsible, just in terms of government and stuff. What can we do as consumers when it comes to water? Any tips you want to share with us?
First of all, close the tap. When you wash your hands, close the tap. When you go to toilet, try and only use the toilet when it's brown. For yellow, let it mellow. It is a lesson we've learned in Cape Town. We all need to save every drop that we can save. Plus, people, if you can collect rainwater in any way possible, if you can save water in any way possible, individuals, every single person. I've been working in the Zululand, I've been working in the Eastern Cape with rural people. They know what it is to keep water safe and to drink it. Please don't waste your water.
Absolutely, Doctor. Thank you so much indeed for your time. That was, of course, Dr. Gideon Groenewald, and he's a geologist and geo-hydrologist. And, of course, Iman giving some best advice there. I think